Hi yogis, welcome to your Yin Yang practice. Come up and join me standing to start off with. And I'd like you to turn sideways on your mat. So give yourself a little bit of distance in between your feet. In fact, can you widen your feet enough that it's about one leg's length in between your feet? So if you need to heel toe out a little bit more until you get there, that's okay. And once you arrive, let your hands rest on your hips. We're going to gently turn your big toes in, heel slightly out. Take a nice big breath in here. Let your hands almost press your hips down. And as you exhale, just drop your shoulders down away from your ears too. Breathe in, lean back a little bit. And then as you breathe out, hands push the hips back, hinge from the hips, lean forward. Slide the hands down the outside edges of the legs, catching the backs of the ankles. Turning to look back through the legs here, crown of the head reaches down to the floor. And we hold. And we breathe. And we settle in. Inhale. Exhale. In. And out. So as we move through our Yin Yang practice together today, we're looking to strike that balance. Now, balance for you might look a little different to what my idea of balance is. And I'm not quite talking about physical balance, although that will come into some of today's practice. What I'm talking about is when you find balance and you find that ease in your life, it's like things are just in flow. We're driven, we're focused, but we're not hyperfixated. There's ease, there's a sense of relaxation, but it's not holding us back. Take 5 more breaths where you are. Breathe in for 4. Back out. And then this is your final one. Inhale slow. Breathe out slow. A little bit of a pull of your belly up and in. Breathe in, press down into your feet, stretch your arms out wide, lift all the way back up to standing. And as you breathe out, hands come back down to the hips. Turning your heels in, turning your toes out. Take a breath there. And as you exhale, bending the knees, sitting down into a little bit of a squat. And when I say little bit, don't go to your deepest squat. We've only just gotten started in the practice. We don't need that much discomfort or challenge just yet. Take a breath. Breathe out. Soften jaw, soften shoulders down. As you inhale, lift back up long, legs long, a little bit of a squeeze of the glutes at the top. And as you breathe out, bend the knees. The knees are pushing out in the direction of your second toes. And it's a bit like you're sliding your back down the wall behind you. Inhale, rising to the top. Exhale, sitting back down. Breathe in and up. Exhale down. 2 more. Inhale slowly to the top. No rush to get there. Exhale back down. Last one. Inhale to the top. Exhale down. As we sit down, again, finding some depth, but not your lowest depth. Breathe in and lift your left heel up and hold. Breathe in and stretch your left arm out to the left. Exhale, left arm down, left heel down. Inhale, left arm out to the left, left heel lifts. Breathe out, float it down. 2 more on that left-hand side. Breathe in, left arm out to the left. Breathe out, float it down. Last one, inhale. Breathe out, lower. Inhale, both arms, reach them out like a big letter T. Both heels are down. Exhale, both arms down. Inhale, arms out wide, stretch the legs long. Arms lift all the way up, maybe hands together up over the head. And then breathe out, reach the arms wide, bend the knees, sit back down. Inhale, sweep the arms all the way up, legs go long. Little bit of tone in the glutes at the top. Exhale, sit back down. Wrists might cross over in front of your pelvis at the bottom. Inhale, big sweep, rise to the top. Maybe wrists cross at the top. And then exhale, sitting back down. Inhale to rise. Exhale, back down. Inhale to the top. Exhale, sitting back down. Hold in here. Inhale, just the right heel lifts. Breathe out, right heel lower. Breathe in, right heel and right arm this time, out to the right. Breathe out, lower it down. Inhale, right arm, right heel, lift. Exhale, down. In and out. Exhale, down. Again, inhale to lift, to flow. Exhale, lower. Last one. Breathe out, heel down, arm down. Inhale, arms wide, legs long, reach the arms up. Exhale, sit back down. Slow, smooth. Maybe a little bit more depth now. Inhale, rising to the top. Exhale, back down. In and up. Exhale, back down. Again, inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Last one. Inhale, bring it up. Exhale, sit it down. Stretch the arms out wide, palms face forward so the thumbs are pointing up to the sky. Tuck your bum under here. Take a breath. Breathe out, sit a little lower. Inhale. Exhale, rest the hands down on the knees. Push the bottom back a little, lean the chest forward. Totally different flow of today's practice. So many things you can do with your feet wide, and I hope you've enjoyed it so far. A little bit more to go. Next breath out, gently lower your left shoulder down, roll it forward. Look back over your right shoulder, bit of a twist. Inhale, bring it back to the center. Exhale, twist to the opposite side. So right shoulder, roll it down, look back over the left. Inhale to the center. Exhale, switch sides. Breathe in, center. Exhale, switch. Center, inhaling. Exhale, switching. Center. Switch. One more time to the center. And then switch it round. Exhale. Inhale back to the middle. Breathe out, sit a little lower. And then inhale, arms reach wide. Legs go long as we lift all the way up. Breathe out, hands to prayer in front of your heart. Gently, heels back behind the big toes. You can wiggle those big toes so they're poking back in toward one another. Again, we're going to take a wide leg forward fold. So push the hips back, lean the chest forward. Hands come down underneath the shoulders. You might need props. Maybe that's a yoga block underneath each hand. Maybe there's space to bring your elbows down underneath your forehead. Try and look back through your legs. Crown of the head is pointing down, not pointing forward. I guess sometimes forward is a bit of a weird direction, especially when you're turned sideways on your mat. So not in the same direction of your toes. Crown of the head pointing down to your mat. Find breath here. And if you've been wondering, we have started our practice together in Yang, so heating, effort. We've got a little bit more to go, and then we'll get into Yin, cooling, ease, regenerative. Breathe in again, and then breathe out. Inhale, Press yourself up onto your hands. If you're down on elbows. And then nice and slowly, we're going to rise all the way up. As we come back up to the top, lift the arms up. Breathe out, reach the arms wide, and then down. Again, turning your heels in, toes out, and then nice and gently bending the knees, sitting back into our goddess squat. So you might need to readjust the feet a little. So remember, big toes are pointing out, knees are kind of pulling out in the direction of your second toes. So we're actively pressing the knees wide. Now, breathe in, stretch those arms out wide. This time, palms, flip them so they face up toward the sky. And as you breathe out, the tip of your pointer finger and the tip of your thumb come to meet, and we call this Gyan Mudra. On your next breath out, bend your elbows. Elbows come in to kiss the sides of your body. As you breathe in, stretch the arms out long, stretch the legs out long. Breathe out, bend the elbows, pull them into the side body, bend the knee, sit down, goddess squat. Inhale, reach long through forelimbs. Exhale, think about sliding your back down the wall behind you as you bend, sit low, and then inhale, reach out long. Exhale, sitting down and into it. Inhale, reaching out long. As you breathe out and sit down, make sure you're still pushing the knees wide. They're not sickling in. Inhale. Exhale. 2 more. In. Out. Inhale, go for length. Exhale, pull it in. Hold it here. Take a breath. Exhale, think about balancing your shoulders over your hips. Crown of the head lifting up. A little bit like you had a fishing weight tied to the tip of your tailbone and it was anchoring you down, down, down. Take another breath. Breathe out. Now inhale. Reach the arms out wide. Stretch the legs long. Lift up tall. Breathe out. Hands to prayer. Bend the knee. Sit back into your squat. Inhale, prayer goes up, stand tall, and then exhale, sit back down. We've got 3 more of those. Inhale, rise to the top. Maybe the eyes follow the thumbs. Exhale, bring it down, maybe sitting a little lower. We've found warmth, we've found a bit of engagement by now. Inhale, rise to the top. Exhale, back down. I forgot what count we're up to. We're going to do 1 more. Breathe in. Great, you say. Probably just did an extra one. Exhale, sit back down. It's all right, it's worth it. As you sit down, I want you to rest your hands on your knees again. Relax your shoulders back. You can poke your bum back a little bit more. This time as you inhale, yes, there's more. I'd like you to lift your heels up. Toes down, heels lift. Breathe out slowly. Lower the heels down. Inhale, both heels rise. Keep sitting into your squat. Hands should be helping here. Exhale gently, heels down. 3 more. Inhale up slow. Breathe out down slow. That's 1. 2 more to go. In and up. Exhale down. Last one. Inhale to lift. Breathe out to lower. Inhale, arms out wide, rise all the way up to standing. Long legs, should feel good to get out of that. Breathe out, hands through prayer to the heart. Take your time. Turn your 10 toes toward the top edge of your mat, making your way there. Feet about hip distance apart. I'd like you to breathe in, push your prayer up to the sky. And as you exhale, forward fold. Pull the hips back, float down. Halfway lift, breathe in. Breathe out, lower. 2 more, inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, lower. Last one, inhale. Breathe out and fold down. Step back, high plank, in breath. Exhale, Knees down, bend the elbows, chest down. Inhale, slide the heart forward, cobra. And then exhale, bend the knees, slide the hips back, child's pose. Okay, we're going to be in our child's pose for a few moments. So maybe popping something underneath the forehead if your forehead doesn't quite reach the mat. And that might even just be stacked hands. If you have the capacity to bring the forehead down, go for it. Maybe sliding the arms back alongside the body. Get into a place of breath. Get into a place of reconnection. And as you start to slow down, notice the heat that you have perhaps generated here in your practice so far. The yang, the fire. Sometimes it feels really good to be challenged. Sometimes it's just what the doctor ordered. Other times it shines a light on everything we didn't want to look at. So notice what it's done for you so far. Try not to get too attached to the outcome. You're just observing. From this point forward, it's slow. It's introspective. There's room to breathe. It's where we recalibrate. You might notice that the yin's more restful, more enjoyable after the yang. They're great together. They complement one another. Feel the heaviness in the chest, the heaviness in the hips. And then the breath that you've got, could it be improved upon? Is there room for more? More breath doesn't always mean sipping more air in. Sometimes it's just being more generous with the breath that you've got, spreading it wide, letting it really start to settle in the body. We've got another 3 breaths. And after your 3rd breath out, nice and slowly, hands under shoulders, lifting your way up. And as you come up, be gentle with yourself. You don't need to rip yourself out of these postures. It's best to move slow. I'd like you to wriggle forward out onto your belly. And as we start to wriggle forward onto the belly, we're going to set ourselves up in a little bit of a Sphinx pose. The elbows pretty much underneath the shoulders here. And then we're going to take this back bend a little further by working our way into the hips at the same time in a really passive and gentle way. So your left knee, let's begin on that side. If you can drag your left knee up and out to the left. So we're resting on the inside edge of your left knee, inside edge of your left foot. You've got a little flex of your left foot here. So it's a bit like a 90-degree angle, a right angle. Left knee in line with left hip, left ankle in line with left knee. Now, for some of you, you'll be quite comfortable here up on your elbows, your forearms. For others, this might not be working for you. So you might pull your elbows out wide and stack one hand on top of the other and rest your forehead down on top. So I want you to see what works for you. And I want you to honor what your body is communicating back to you. So what does it need? What's it asking for? And wherever you are, can you realign with breath? Slow and balanced. Inhale. A slow and balanced exhale. Taking another breath here. And then as you exhale slowly, slipping the left leg back. If you're on your elbows, come down. Forehead stacks on top of the hands, one on top of the other. And just pausing for a moment. Bringing your big toes to touch and letting your heels drop out to the sides. Take your time, gently lift your forehead, returning to the elbows. It's just a nice way to set up with the chest lifted. Gently dragging your right knee up and out to the right, resting on the inside edge of right knee, right ankle, right foot. And then you can stay here on the elbows or make your way back down, forehead down perhaps. And once you get settled in, you want to connect back to the breath. So this whole practice of yin yang is about creating balance. We kind of swing from one extreme to the other so that by the time we get to the end, by the time we find ourselves in that final rest, our shavasana, we land in the middle. in that sweet spot between yin and yang, where we know we have both energies in the body, but we find ourselves in that smooth position of balance, of ease, tranquility, serenity. Soften the jaw wherever you are. Give yourself a bit of space between the upper and lower teeth. Finishing the breath that you're on and taking one more. And then sliding that right leg back in space. Forehead down on top of stacked palms again. Big toes to touch, heels rolling out to the sides. And just breathing. Finding ease. Calm. In your own time, gently roll over onto your back. And as you roll around onto your back, one last position before our final rest. It's a happy baby. So you might hang on to the feet, maybe the ankles, perhaps the backs of the knees. Get yourself right into it. Elbows should be resting on the inside edges of the knees. And if you could gently tuck your chin in just a little for me, so it feels like the back of the neck is long. Now, this time in your happy baby, can we find some stillness? Maybe closing the eyes. And if you think about the shape of the legs right now, we've been here before, right? All of those goddess squats, very similar. This time just a little easier. There's a bit more rest. Breathe slowly in and slowly out. All the way in and all the way out. And we just keep cycling that breath through from start to finish and then back again. And so on and so on. In your next exhale, make it a careful release. Legs extending long. Feet flopping out to the sides. Rest your arms out wide, palms facing up. Wiggle your shoulder blades in toward the spine. Feel the front of the chest lift and open. And shut the eyes. Thank you for a wonderful practice. I hope you feel more balanced, more at ease. Namaste.